Hello everyone, in today's video we are going to be doing the third part of the video series, Modal Verbs in IELTS. In today's video we are going to be discussing about could. We will look at its examples, its uses and its tenses. We will learn sentence framing for could in present, past and future tense and also in continuous sentences. And at the end of the video we will learn how to make negative sentences with could. I hope that you learned something new today. Welcome to my IELTS stream. So these are the examples of could that we are going to be discussing today. My father could run fast as a child. I could get kicked out of class for not doing homework when I was in school. You are stressed. You could take a day off. A few years ago, you could not take a leave for mental health issues. Could I use your phone? It could get really cold next month. This could be her house. So, all of the uses of could in these sentences are correct. But, what is could actually doing in these sentences? In all of these sentences, could has a different role and it is trying to say a different thing. Let us look at it. My father could run fast as a child shows us ability in the past. I could get kicked out of class for not doing homework when I was in school shows us possibility in the past. Like what could be possible if you didn't do your homework when you were at school. A few years ago, you could not take a leave for mental health issues. This shows permission or absence of permission in the past, that you were not permitted to take leave for mental health issues, which is actually ridiculous. You are stressed, you could take a day off. Suggestions or solutions in the present. So it's like you are suggesting someone that if they are stressed, they should take a leave and they should go rest. Could I use your phone? Request in present. So this is a request that we can also make using can, but request with could is considered much more polite. This could be her house. So this is a possibility or a deduction in the present. So deduction means that you are trying to guess something. Looking at the situations, you are trying to guess what's going on. So that's a deduction. So this could be her house is a deduction in the present tense. It could get really cold next month. So we are talking about next month and we are hence talking about possibility in the future. So you could see that could has this big range of uses, and that is why I think most people get confused with this particular modal verb. Now, before we start teaching you the tenses with could, I would like to tell you that could is a very confusing modal verb. Why? Because it could follow the same sentence framing with all the three tenses. For example, if I tell you, I could run fast. So, this sentence can be used for the past, like I could run fast when I was a child. This can be used in the present. I could run fast like right now. I could run fast and get this done. And also, it could be used for the future. I could run fast in the marathon if I work hard right now. Okay? So this is how could actually is really flexible when it comes to past, present and future. It doesn't need to change itself, but it can be blended in to all the three tenses. So in order to be very clear with what could is talking about, there are a few particular sentence framings that we are going to teach you, which will directly tell you, is it talking about the past or the future or the present or continuous or what. But in order to really understand could, you should, in most cases, know the context of what you are reading or what you are speaking about or what somebody is telling you about. So this is how could actually is used in language. It is a little bit difficult. It's not following a strict structure, but this is how it is, and we will try our best to teach you the tenses. But keep in mind that could is something that can be used in the same manner for all the three different tenses. Tenses with could. Past tense. Could replaces can in the past to show ability, possibility and permission. Now, in our previous video, we have already showed you the main relationship between the modal verbs can and could. If you haven't watched it, you can watch it after you finish this video. We will link it above, and we will also link it in the description below, and it will be really helpful for you if you actually studied can and then studied could. Replace can with could and then add the base form of the verb. For example, I could eat a lot when I was in school. So if you were saying something about the present, so you could say I can eat a lot, but then you are not allowed to use can in the past. So you will replace it with could, and then you will add the base form of the verb. So I could eat a lot when I was in school. You could buy a loaf of bread for 10 rupees when I was a child. So this is what is showing possibility. The first sentence is showing ability. You could travel to many countries without restrictions before the pandemic. This is showing permission. So before the pandemic, we had the permission to travel to many countries without the restrictions that are new now because of the pandemic. So these are three different examples where could replaces can and how you can make those sentences. To form the past tense, this is another thing. We use could plus have plus VT from a verb. Now, if you want to talk about an action that you expected to have happened in the past, so this is the sentence framing we use. So in order to make it more clear, this is used to express what might have happened or was possible in the past. When you are guessing something or just talking about someone's ability to do something in the past, or for some event to have happened in the past. So this is how you speak in all these conditions. They could have finished work yesterday. So could plus have plus V3. He could have reached the hospital. Could plus have plus V3. So you are thinking that this is what would have happened. This is what might have happened. You are guessing that this is what would have happened in the past. So this is the way you will frame the sentences when you are doing some guesswork about the past using could. Yes, sure. I would like to request you to please subscribe to our channel. We are working really hard to actually bring good videos for you, and it will help us if you subscribe, share our content, and let us know if there is anything that you're facing an issue with, and we will be happy to make a video on that. Please subscribe. Tenses with could. To form the present tense, you can just use could plus base form of the verb to show ability, possibility, permission in present in place of can, to make suggestions, offer possible solutions, and politeness, to add politeness to requests by replacing with can, to make offers. But can is preferred over could in present except for possibilities and deductions. So when it comes to the present tense, could is not as commonly used as can, especially when you talk about abilities. But if you're talking about possibilities, or if you're trying to make a deduction, if you're trying to be more polite while making a request, so while asking for some permission, or if you're trying to offer possible solutions, in such cases could is preferred. But when you're primarily talking about possibility, or if you are even talking about ability, mainly for ability, you use can. I could make this work. So this is showing ability. It could rain today. Possibility. You could use a pen in the exam. We are allowing you to use a pen in the exam. So this is granting permission. Could I know your name? So this is like a very gentle, polite way of asking somebody's name. Could I help you? This is offering. This could be Sam's bag. So this is a deduction. So when it comes to deductions, we prefer to use could because we are not 100% sure. So in that case, we will use could. And when it's about possibilities, also we are not making like a 100% claim that this is what is happening. So we use could. We try to be a bit more careful and we use could. To form a continuous tense, the sentence framing will be could plus be plus V1 plus ing. To express deductions, possibilities in present. So could with the continuous sentence is used mainly to express deductions and possibilities in the present. For example, I could be sleeping right now if I did not have so much work. So it is possible for me to go to bed right now, but I have a lot of work and I can't do that. She could be learning new things at her summer camp. We are just guessing this. Okay, so she's at the summer camp. What is she doing there? She could be learning new things. He could be helping her with her work. Okay, we are guessing. It's a deduction. He could be helping her, right? So this is how you use the continuous sentences with could in the present. So when it comes to the future tense, there are two different ways you can form sentences with could. The first way is when you're talking about actions that are expected to be finished in the future. So you use could plus be plus V3. You are specifically talking about actions that you expect to be finished by a certain time in future. Or while just simply predicting the future and not talking about finished actions in particular, you could use could plus the base form of the verb. I could meet her tomorrow. She could finish her course in 1 year. So both of these fall into the second sentence framing. I could be finished with this by tomorrow. So here we are specifically talking about could with an action that we expect to be finished. So she could be finished with this by tomorrow. This is one way of making sentences with could in the future tense. Negative sentences with could. Past and future tense. Use not after could. So if you are using could in the past or in the future tense, but you want to make a negative sentence, you could use could plus not plus main verb. I could not top the class in school. So we are talking about the past. You could not reach there on time. So we are talking about the future. Or this is like an open-ended sentence. This is not actually telling us if it is about the past or the future. But, so negative sentences with could, if you are talking about the past or the future, you could simply use not after could. So you could say could not and then the base form of the main verb. I could not top the class in school. And you could not reach there on time. So here we are specifying in school. So we are sure that we are talking about the past. But the second sentence, you could not reach there on time. This is quite an open-ended sentence. So it could be about talking about the past or it could be talking about the future. So this is why a lot of students do get confused, because could has a lot of different meanings and it does not really specify in a lot of cases what tense is it talking about. But you now know that this could also mean the past and this could also mean the future, or it could also mean present if you're making a deduction in the present, like looking at the conditions right now, you could not reach there on time. Could is confusing. Past tense, could not have plus V3. To talk about what was not possible in the past, this is what we can use. You could have reached on time, your car had stopped working. Okay, sorry, there's a typo here. You could not have reached on time, your car had stopped working. So if you want to talk about what was not possible in the past, an action that was finished and you are just looking back and thinking, I wish this could have happened, I wish that could have happened, but you're being told that no, that was not possible given the situations. So again, you could say this could have reached, you could have reached, could not have reached on time because of so and so reason. So this is how you use negative sentences with could. So that was it for today. I hope that you enjoyed the video. I hope that you understood that could is a complicated modal verb, but there are some things that you can point out, some things that you can follow in order to make it easier for you. Now, if there's anything in particular you did not understand, let us know in the comments below. Do subscribe to our channel. I hope that you are learning a lot and we are helping you in your IELTS journey. Do come back, watch our next video. Thank you for today. Have a nice day.